I said, yep, you know what it is. Southpaw Slick live at work. I know I've been gone for what, a whole week. And obviously my voice is still not 100% there. But I sound much better than I did because I couldn't talk for shit at all. So, I mean, doing videos is pretty much out the question. I know there's some questions I need to answer. There's definitely some topics I need to catch up with. I'm saying, but once again, forgive me if my delivery is off. Forgive me if my delivery is off, but I'm going to try to do this one anyway. All right. And today's topic is going to be about the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation. I actually was trying to avoid talking about this one, but since the trial actually started today, I figure it's about that time. But before I actually delve into everything, at least my thoughts on the whole thing, um, the question I want to answer is from one of my Instagram followers. And the question they asked a while back was, whose side am I on in this case? And the answer is, I'm on nobody's side. I'm not on Meg's side. I'm not on Tory's side. And the reason being is because I didn't want to look like a fucking idiot when the time came. You know what I mean? Like I take somebody's side and it doesn't go the way it was expected. Like I said, so I'm not taking anybody's side. Tory is the supposed culprit. Meg is the victim, right? So Tory is innocent until proven otherwise. And I'm going to leave it at that. Like I said, Tory been dropping some good music since, like the Daystar onwards. Been nothing but fire. Musically, he's been on his A game and then some. Meg, she's still doing her thing. Like I said, everybody, Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion, bump the music, enjoy it. That's it. I just left it at that. I'm like, I'm not going to say shit about it. But because it's going to trial starting today, Tory Lanez has been off of house arrest, or they removed the ankle monitor. I think like a week ago, maybe over a week ago. Of course, Meg, she's just been defending herself because everybody's been coming for her neck. I think the last time was when she addressed the Drake subliminal on, the 21 Savage Drake album. And, once again, she was talking about you corny ass rappers, like want to diss a woman for getting shot, like y'all some bitches or whatever, that kind of talk. When she was on her Twitter. So that's all she's been doing. And finally, we're here. We're finally going to get to the bottom of this. Who was telling the truth and who was lying? That's the thing. It's going to look crazy either way. If Tory was telling the truth and Meg was lying the whole time, I honestly believe that it's not going to affect her as much. People are going to give her a side eye. They're definitely going to give her a side eye. They're going to look at her as a liar. She might lose some fans, but I think her career is going to be in the safe side for the most part. I think she'll still be able to thrive no matter what, because that's the society we live in. Women are victims no matter what, whether they're lying or telling the truth. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it goes. Right? But Tory, on the other hand, he'll be kind of good, kind of bad. And I say kind of good because obviously he won't do any time and he'll still be able to reestablish his career, possibly even more so because he won the favor over the public once again. I'm saying a lot of people are on Tory's side, but a lot of people aren't either. A lot of people want to see him buried under the jail. Like some people, it's like undoubtedly Tory shot Meg. You know what I mean? Like that's just the way a lot of people look at it. And they've been riding with that ever since, right? So, like I said, Tory, when I mean good and bad, is he won't do jail time. He'll be able to reestablish his career. But for some people, he might end up having the OJ effect. And the OJ effect is, the OJ Simpson situation. Like, I ain't saying he didn't do it, but I ain't saying he did either. You know what I mean? It's going to be like that. Or he did it, but we don't care. Or he did it, we do care, but we just got to play along. That's pretty much how everything's going to pan out. That's how everything's going to pan out. I have a feeling if Tory actually wins, right? Now, on the flip side, if Meg was telling the truth and Tory was lying, that's going to be really, really bad. Because I'm going to tell you straight up right now, musically, I fuck with both of them, right? But I think it's safe to say I definitely fuck with Tory more than Meg. And that's only because of preference and relatability when it comes to music. But Meg does make good music too. I'm not going to knock her. Definitely not going to knock her. Definitely one of the better ones out of the female rappers that came out in recent memory. Absolutely. But I'm saying, but Daystar in particular, because I've been praising that fucking album since it was released. I'm like, this fucking album is fire. You know what I mean? And I'm saying, and just to think, a good majority of it is going to be cap. If it comes to be that he was lying the whole time, that's going to be, oh man, that's going to be crazy. I'm going to have to like, I might have to like, change up my playlist a little bit, you know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna be able to hear them songs the same. You know what I mean? Like, you've been lying the whole fucking time. Trying to tell us you were innocent. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be bad, man. That's gonna be bad. And his career is definitely gonna be over after that. Like, there's no bouncing back. I'm saying just time alone is going to kill that. Time alone and losing everyone's trust. The ones that believed in him. Those fans are going to like turn on him afterwards because you lied to us. And that's going to be bad. It's not going to be like how Fetty Wap, how he put out that Sweet Yams or his version of Sweet Yams, right? And it kind of gave him a little tiny minor comeback. It's going to be short-lived, but people are talking about Fetty Wap again, right? Now, in Tory's situation, I don't know if that's going to happen. Even if he puts out music after being convicted, I don't think people are going to be, like, really listening to him. It's like, that's going to be bad. But I'm saying, but prior to getting at this point in time, listening, obviously, because we pretty much been following the whole thing since, right? I kind of fell back on it until now that it's saying that it's going to trial. And I'm going to be keeping up with it, definitely, because I want to see what the fuck happens. Like everybody else is going to be like fucking Dragon Ball Z, next time on Dragon Ball Z. You can't wait. You can't wait for the next episode because you just got to know. You got to know who was lying, who was telling the truth. But I'm saying, but prior to this point, after the shooting occurred, when Meg went on Instagram Live to tell her side initially, because she didn't name drop Tory right away on her first video. She didn't name drop him right away. But there was a little bit, there's one particular thing that really stood out to me, that made me like, I don't know, it's like this might be some cap. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to doubt her right away, but something wasn't really adding up, right? And Tory Lanez is the one that ended up saying it. There's one thing that kind of like made me, second guess, Meg on if she's telling the truth or not. And Tory Lanez brought it up with the getting out of the car situation, right? Meg said she got out of the car after they had a heated argument, right? And he shot her from behind. Okay, fine. Afterwards, Meg talks about the police showing up and telling everyone to get out of the car. My question was initially, why would you get back in the car with the same person that just shot you? I'll be like, the hell with that. Like, I'll get a fucking Uber or a Lyft, or better yet, an ambulance if she was like severely injured or bleeding profusely. I'm saying now I would have been like, the hell with that. I ain't get back in the fucking car. Why get back in the car with somebody that just shot you? That doesn't make any sense to me. That was the main thing throwing me off. Right? And Tory Lanez addressed that in his Instagram live in response to her. And that has always been like the main thing that just didn't sit right with me. But I'm not going to count her out just yet because of that. Right? Now, fast forward up until this point, the people that are supposed to testify. On Meg's side, you have her friend or ex-best friend, Kelsey, right? Tory Lanez supposedly has Kylie Jenner and Kris Jenner's boyfriend on his side to testify, okay? Now, this is the flaw with Tory. Now, Meg should be good with Kelsey, right? Because Kelsey was actually there when the shooting occurred. Okay? So her word holds more weight. Her word has more validity, right? Kylie Jenner and Kris Jenner's boyfriend wasn't there when the shooting occurred. They were at the pool party that Meg, Tory, Kelsey all attended. But that was it. But the picture they're trying to paint, or the narrative they're trying to paint, is that the argument or the exchange of words started at the pool party first. And that's what led to the arguing continuing in the car. That led to the shooting. Now, the reason why I said this is a flaw on Tory's part is because they can make up any old bullshit because they weren't actually there. It's like, it looks like you're trying to find a cop out or an escape plan by getting them on your side. And Kylie Jenner's not a big fan of Meg. She's not a big fan of Meg. They definitely had their little issues, like with Travis Scott and, the WAP video and all. I'm saying they had their little issues, right? So of course, and the Kardashian Jenner family, they're not going to stand up for a black woman. They'll stand up for a black man, but not a black woman. They're not going to stand up for the people they're trying to emulate and take men from. That's just not happening. That's not their MO at all. So I'm saying, so she can say any old thing to make Tory look good. And that, like I said, that can be the saving grace for him, that she can come up with a really good story to get him out of the situation completely. But that's going to lead to the OJ effect I was talking about earlier. If Kylie Jenner's word saves Tory Lanez, I'm going to look at her like Johnny Cochran. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the OJ effect for real. And that's the flaw on Tory's part. The flaw on Meg's part is the story's not adding up the way it should be. The flaw on Tory's part, excuse me, is getting Kylie Jenner and Kris Jenner's boyfriend on his side to testify. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm definitely going to be keeping up with it. I hope you guys are too, because this is going to get kind of spicy. I'm excited. But at the same time, I'm like, it might not, turn out the way we all expected. And that could be for either or. But that's my thoughts on it. Southpaw Slick, I'm out.